On the road to the NBA playoffs. Next stop, the New York Knicks. Right now, they are number 3 in the East, 48-28 on the season, 3 games ahead of the Indiana Pacers, and have won 6 of their last 10 games. Now, I know Coach Tibbs normally runs his starters into the ground. How do you think the New York Knicks look heading into the postseason?
I think they look pretty good, especially since they've been able to hold it down without Jalen Brunson. Right? And so if they get Jalen Brunson back, which I believe he's due back any day now, because he's now able to practice. I read somewhere he took his boot off, so that's good. But at the end of the day, he should be pretty fresh, right? But I think the Knicks are poised to to go past round one. They seem poised to do that, right? And I think because they were able to do it without Jalen Brunson, OG has been doing championship teams.
Yes.
He's been doing championship 2019 teams. So I am happy about that. I think that between him and Michael Bridges may be one of the two that can help carry them through to round 2. Again, carry them, right? So I can't wait to see what that looks like. And again, it always depends on the matchup. But then even when I think about the matchup, what it can be the Pacers or the Bucks, depending on how it falls, I think they may be okay either way.
Well, I hate to bust your bubble, though,
and you can't.
But the Knicks have struggled against the top contenders in the East. We're talking about the Cavs and the Boston Celtics. I think that's a big problem for them and in their psyche as we head into the NBA playoffs. How you go 0-6? 0-6 against teams number 1 and 2, and there's a potential that you could on your way to the championship. If the New York Knicks are heading that direction, you're going to have to play one of those teams.
And that's why I said I can see them going past round 1. I never said that they would actually be NBA champions. That is a difference, right? So yes, we're talking about the journey through the playoffs. So yes, can they get out of round 1? Yes, I believe they will have a successful round 1. Did I say it would be easy? No. Will they have to work for it? Absolutely. And I hope it goes 7 games, right? I want all round 1s, if I'm going to be honest, to go 7 games. Because that means that the teams are really, really working hard and there is no blowouts, right? But when we start getting deeper in conference finals, then of course we may see some challenges, especially when they meet up, as you mentioned, with Boston and with Cleveland. Yeah, that's going to be something they're going to have to struggle through. Yes.
Right now, I have the New York Knicks at number 3, which means if the Pistons can hang on at number 6, I have the Pistons going to the second round, therefore eliminating the New York Knicks if that's how things line up. I just think it's going to be a stretch for the Detroit Pistons, but you got to remember they've been playing pretty well without Cade Cunningham. I think they've won at least half of their games without Cade.
Yeah, but now we have Isaiah Stewart, who is suspended, and I think that could change the standings. That's why I say their potential matchup in round 1 can be between the Bucks and the Pistons, because I believe they're so tight in wins and losses. Those 2 teams that 5 and 6, we don't know what the end of next week looks like or end of this week looks like when we're talking about the matchups. And so that's what I'm saying. I think the Knicks can beat the Pistons in the 7-game series, but I don't think it'll be easy, but I think they can do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope when Jalen Brunson comes back, there's no more hero ball. Because as you mentioned, Mikal Bridges, you got Cad, Josh Hart. Now without Jalen Brunson, they've had to play Landry Shamet a little more, Miles Bridges. Come on, Jalen. When Jalen comes back, please. I am hoping we don't see 30 field goal attempts. It's just too much.
I really hope he was able to sit back and watch how successful sharing the ball is. I really want him to do that. And I hope Tibbs say, okay, see, they was able to do it. Now, if you're going to ball hog, we may be back to our 2024 playoff run. And I don't want that to happen, right? And I hope Deuce McBride comes back healthy and ready to go. I hope he does. So I don't want to see dribble. I don't want to see dribble. I don't want to see that.
Right. Okay. So let's move on to the Boston Celtics. Currently number 2 in the East, 56-20 right now, 5 games behind Cleveland Cavaliers. So looks like Boston definitely going to finish at number 2. That we know for sure. We don't know who the opponent will be until the play-in tournament is complete. But they look pretty good heading into the postseason. Now, I know Jaylen Brown has been dealing with the knee. That's going to be their Achilles heel for real. If he can't go,
So do you think that if Jaylen Brown can't go, their Achilles heel, or if Jason Tatum's ankle hasn't fully recovered, it's their Achilles heel?
It's both, but I think they have a better chance with Jaylen Brown leading the charge than they do just Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe that they can do it just Jaylen Brown, if necessary,
and the complementary pieces.
Of course, no, of course, of course. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can support that. Jaylen Brown was, in my opinion, really, really good in 2024. Their championship run, he was really good. So.
Yeah, hence why he won MVP, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Twice. So yeah.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, no, I agree. I know that if we're talking about round 1, round 2, I can see the Boston Celtics based off of the matchups that I believe will happen. They're number 2, so whoever number 7 is, they'll play, and it's going to be an easy, maybe 5 games, maybe. I hope 7, but probably 5. If any team that's going to be matched up against the Boston Celtics, I see that in round 1, the other team will be going home.
Yeah.
Even in round 2, the semi-conference finals or conference semifinals, however they say it, I can see the Boston Celtics surpassing whatever team that is as well. Yes. So I see the Boston Celtics, as we speak, at least in the conference finals for the Eastern Conference. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too. I think they won last year without Porzingis. I think they need them this year, though. They need them, especially if one of the 2 J's will be hampered.
Yes. I think that's 3-point shooting and defense is what makes the Boston Celtics pretty much, that's their superpower, I believe. And if they go lights out on 3, when anybody can shoot a 3, I don't care what 5 is on the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What bench 5, starting 5, a combination of the 2.
Yeah.
Everybody can shoot 3.
Everybody.
What? Everybody can defend at a high clip, at least, or whatever, or medium clip. Like, wait, I don't care where you are.
Yeah, and early on, I wasn't a fan of Coach Mazzulla. I didn't think he was ready for this stage, but he's grown on me a lot. Yeah. I like Coach Mazzulla. He keeps things into perspective. And you know what's interesting, though? If they should have an injury, I'm wondering if they can pull up J.D. Davidson from their G League playing in Maine right now. He won MVP. I mean, is that something the Celtics have in their back pocket that, in case Drew Holiday goes out, Derek White, somebody, they can pull up the G League MVP they have. It's just like amazing.
I know. The Celtics have everything that it takes. They are a team. Well, of course, they're the champions, right? So they are the team to beat for this particular season. So yeah. But Boston Celtics, conference finals, easy.
Yeah, I have them going to the Eastern Conference Finals as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Cleveland Cavaliers, number 1 in East, been that way for a while. Won 5 of the last 10. If you look at their season, they won 80% of their games. It's crazy. Now, they put together a lot of winning streaks throughout their season, but you know what, though? In this last, 2-3 weeks, I felt like the Celtics were going to catch them for number 1. The Cavs went on a little losing streak.
Yeah, I was like, did the Cavs take their foot off the gas? You better not. Even if it is only 6 or 5 or 6 more games left. Boston Celtics is too close. However, the Cavs will be okay, considering they'll be going up against the number 8 seed if they stay number 1. And I think they can, whatever team ends up in the 8th seed that are currently going to be doing the play-in tournament, they'll be able to beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, because just look at the play-in tournament as it looks right now. Orlando Magic, the Hawks, Miami Heat, or the Bulls. I mean, come on, the Cavs can get by them, but hey, got a little asterisk next to the Orlando Magic. They could upset someone. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Cleveland Cavaliers because I think they're unproven. They haven't showed me anything. I do not believe in the Cavs like that. I just don't. I mean, what's next if the 3 ball is not hitting? What's next? What are they going to do? What's your go-to move? Is Donovan Mitchell going to go back to hero ball?
I hope not, because that is not successful. You better ask Utah Jazz, and you better ask last season of the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I was watching a video, and I was reading the comments. You get your life in the comments, people. Somebody said the Cleveland Cavaliers are poised for another round 2 exit. I'm like, poised? Oh my God. No. It said DM. I was like, who's DM? Donovan Mitchell, poised.
Oh, see?
He
See?
has to. In order for his playmaking to be real and official, I think, and his legacy to be, changed, he has to go to he and the team that he's on must go to the conference finals.
Unproven.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm just not a believer. I like what they're doing. They just might be a really good regular season team. They could, but they can change my mind if they go deep in the playoffs.
But deep in the playoffs is not. If they do not find themselves at the conference finals with Donovan Mitchell on their roster, the season was cute. The season was cute.
Yeah. Well, they benefited from their big four being healthy most of the season. I looked at it. I think Darius Garland played 71. Donovan Mitchell played 69 games. Evan Mobley, 67. And Jared Allen, he played 76 games. I mean, you can't beat that. And that, I think, attributed to their success, too. Because I think if they would have had a stretch without one or two of their big four, we might be having a different conversation.
And I have to remember, now, let's not forget that Jared Allen was out. He injured himself in the postseason last year.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers were playing without one of the four. And he's a huge contributor to protecting their rim. Huge. So hopefully he'll be healthy throughout this postseason run, and we can see what it really looks like and how far they can really go with him as active part of the roster. So yeah, I think that's something to think about. But yeah, I can see them. They have to. It's Eastern Conference or bust. I'm sorry.
It really is. Eastern Conference Finals. They have to. That's their.
Eastern
but once they
Finals.
get there, they could be looking at the Boston Celtics. And that is the huge test, I think.
And they'll be going home. What I'm saying is they have to get there. For me, my expectation for the Cleveland Cavaliers, for me to say that they've had an A+ season. A+ may be strong. But they had a very good season. Regular season, phenomenal. Postseason for me is what's going to help move the needle whether or not this team is ready. And they have, with Donovan Mitchell as one of the leads, they have to be a part of the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm sorry. Donovan Mitchell, I always remember, when I think about Donovan Mitchell in the postseason, and I don't know if you remember this, I go back to the bubble.
Yep.
When he fell out on that court, I don't know what game that was. That was the last game he played that season in 2020 during the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was with the Jazz at that point. He was with the Jazz.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It was like he left his soul in the bubble, right? Face down on the court. I remember. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that too. He was exhausted. So again, no hero ball, Donovan Mitchell. Please don't. And I think he'll be okay.